Okay, folks, I think it's pretty clear. It's pretty obvious what Bank of America is trying to do here. And I'm gonna prove this to you with just a few minutes, okay? So first, I want you guys to take a look at this video
None of the majors care for some Bank of America customers. Yesterday, many saw money from their ZELLE accounts seem to disappear. Chief Business Correspondent Rebecca Jarvis is here to explain what happened. Good morning, Rebecca.
Good morning to you, George. And imagine this. You log into your bank account and you find that money is missing. That is what happened to many Bank of America customers yesterday. And throughout the day, across the United States, they flocked to social media to report those missing funds and unexpected negative balances on their Bank of America accounts. Some even stormed bank branches after they say they discovered questionable balances and couldn't get through to customer service reps by phone. One writing online, "I almost lost my mind when I saw $2,000 was missing from my account. Not accepting calls because of extenuating circumstances is insane. Call me." By mid-afternoon, Bank of America said the problem was resolved. They blamed a technical glitch with the financial transaction provider ZELLE, but ZELLE is passing the buck to Bank of America. They say this issue was not the result of any issues with the ZELLE network. Robin?
Had to be scary. All right. Thank you so much, Rebecca.
Now, this video clip is actually from the most recent Bank of America outage that happened yesterday. And the question now that's being asked over and over again that I'm seeing in the comments, on the video I put up yesterday, that I'm receiving in emails, Kevin, should I take my money out of the bank? Well, before I answer that question, let me share a little bit more. And here is another clip of a video that I recorded this past summer. Check this out. All right, guys, I got to share this with you. I'm here at a Bank of America here in California, and this is called a video conferencing bank. I didn't know what it meant when I looked it up on the map, but at the end of the day, what it means is you can come into the Bank of America here. The only way to get in is to put your card in the door to know that you have an account with Bank of America, and it'll unlock the door. And then they have these private conference rooms where you can push a button and conference with a bank teller, and they have ATMs. There's nobody here. There's no people here. So essentially, with a very efficient team, you have 1, 2, 3, you got 4 conference rooms. With a very efficient team, I bet you 2 people can manage this location, probably multiple locations like this. Why am I bringing this up? I'm bringing it up because this is a sign of the times, a change in business evolution, and automation is taking over. People are being outsourced, employment opportunities are being limited, and technology is going to be allowing companies and businesses like Bank of America to replace employees and still maintain operations in a strip mall. We're in a little strip mall here, and not have this massive, huge Bank of America location in business. The lease on this place here, I bet you, is a few $1,000s a month in comparison to millions of dollars to bring a Bank of America out of the ground. And there's nobody working here. Just pointing it out to you guys. I want you guys to be aware and be prepared for the changes that we are seeing happening to our economy right in front of our eyes. So the difference being, this has been their plan. This has been their design all along. And the worst part about it is that they will not tell you the truth, and they will ultimately lie to your face when their plans are revealed before expected. Let's just put it like that. So basically, folks had their accounts disrupted, negative balances, putting people in the red, putting people at risk. Some folks saying they were unable to buy food, they were unable to buy groceries, they were unable to put gas in their vehicles, they didn't have any money. And the bank says it's ZELLE's, Bank of America says it's a ZELLE glitch, ZELLE problem. And then ZELLE says, no, it's not us, it's Bank of America. So who's really telling the truth here, or who's really lying? The simple fact of the matter is the biggest problem was the fact that no one was able to get in contact with customer service for any form of support. But you'll notice that the news report stated that the customers, the irate and upset customers, had their money stolen, drained out of their accounts stormed the banks. Okay, well, Bank of America, the big banks, Citibank, Chase Bank, Wells Fargo, all these big banks, they know what would happen if and when there was a banking system collapse, which we're heading towards. But basically what that means is that the first recourse is going to be customers, angry, upset bank account holders storming the banks. And what is the last thing that these banks are going to want to have to deal with? Angry, irate, upset account holders with zero money in their accounts, nothing to lose, storming the banks. So what do the banks do? They do this. Watch, check this out. All right, guys, I got to share this with you. I'm here at a Bank of America here in California, and this is called a video conferencing bank. I didn't know what it meant when I looked it up on the map, but at the end of the day, what it means is you can come into the Bank of America here. The only way to get in is to put your card in the door to know that you have an account with Bank of America, and it'll unlock the door. And then they have these private conference rooms where you can push a button and conference with a bank teller, and they have ATMs. There's nobody here. There's no people here. They do this. They make it so that when you have a problem, not only is customer service not available to take your call because of extenuating circumstances, but also they have removed the physical human component from these banks. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna run to the bank, you're gonna swipe your card to get into the door, you're gonna be greeted by a video chat screen, a virtual banking center with no physical human presence, only to express your concerns and your complaints in what would basically be a large scale virtual machine. Now this is a little off topic, but I came down here to my recording spot and noticed that we had a little work zone, construction area going on here. I guess they pulled up the pavers, they pulled up the hardscape, and they've dug this out. I'm not really sure what they're actually doing, but we did get word that the pool pump went out and the pool pump had to be repaired or replaced. But then after that, the seals went out, which then made it so that the pool wasn't heated and no one's been able to use the pool for the last 2 months. All I can say is that tenants are very upset and unhappy about that, especially for the money that they pay. But here's all the pool equipment. So I would assume that the seals are over there with the pool equipment, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm not a pool guy. That's the other thing. I don't want to be a pool guy. That's part of why I enjoy this lifestyle, this living situation, is because there's already enough headaches out there besides me trying to add more to my plate and having to deal with something as trivial as a pool. So I just leave that to these guys. So I don't know what they're doing over here. Very interesting to see. Not really sure. But either way, folks, should you take your money out the banks? Let's think about that. What is the ultimate goal? What is the overall plan? What is the design? Well, we know that obviously they're making a strong push to move towards this CBDC, this central bank digital currency, the digital dollar. So perhaps maybe now would be a great time to secure your assets, your physical cash assets, but eventually there's going to be a transition. And additionally, with this transition, there's going to be a huge security risk. I told you guys about this in a video last year, that I want to make sure that I have extreme diversity and extreme security, because that's really going to be the only way that you can somewhat protect yourself, the virtual cybersecurity threat will forever remain. So having a physical cold storage wallet could possibly be the solution to the problem. Remember, I told you guys, solutions are created, then problems are made. That's really going to be the only way that you can somewhat protect yourself in these situations, but really all you're doing is you are shifting your weight. Let's just look at it like this. If you were to injure one of your legs or your foot or something like that, what are you going to do? You're going to begin to walk heavy on the other side. You're going to shift your weight to the side that doesn't have any pain, the side that doesn't have any problems, until the other side is healed, gets better, repaired, whatever. And that's pretty much where we're at with this financial banking system, and the changes that are occurring and coming clearly by these banks being involved with this is that we'd have to have the ability to shift our weight so we can continue to walk, so we can continue to get where we need to be, do what we have to do, go where we need to go. Because this particular situation involved the acceptance and receiving of funds through ZELLE transfers. So the money still has to come in some way or the other, which eventually we're going to get to a point where it's going to be next to impossible to conduct physical cash transactions, because they're going to do away with these cash dollars, this fiat currency. Which, folks, again, I made a video last year talking, showing you guys an unboxing of the Ledger cold storage wallet, which could potentially be a part of that security system and bridge that gap so that all your money isn't tied up on a network. Think about it. Being tied up on a network, whether it's Bank of America, whether it's ZELLE, whether it's these crazy dogs barking over here that are losing their ever-loving mind, when we make this transition to CBDC, central bank digital currency, digital dollars, when we make this transition, the likelihood and the opportunity and more than likely normal occurrence of an outage that you can't get anybody on the phone, no customer support, and everybody's pointing fingers at everybody else is going to happen. So the last thing I'm going to want to do is have all my funds tied up in one central bank, one central location that could be down, hacked, experience a cyber attack, or whatever it may be, a glitch, a bug, whatever they want to call it, leaving me basically crippled and unable to continue on until the problem is resolved. All right, folks, so get this. Bank of America says that the problem was with ZELLE transactions has been resolved. Now, this is alarming, especially for folks who saw this disruption in their accounts yesterday or for the last few days. I think it actually lasted for 2 or 3 days. But it says here that irate customers turned to social media Wednesday to report serious issues with their Bank of America and ZELLE accounts. Some users said money was missing from their accounts with no clear explanation from either company as to why. One user tweeted, "So cool how at Bank of America magically disappeared a large ZELLE transaction that had already posted and I had used to pay bills. Now I'm extremely in debt in my checking and I can't get a hold of them. Unbelievable." And this was as of 3 p.m. Eastern. Bank of America said the problem has been resolved. Folks, if anybody watching was affected by this, please comment down below, and also comment if the issue has been resolved and if you are seeing any reversal of any fees or charges associated with this glitch. It says that a ZELLE payment platform that millions of people use to send and receive money told NPR that the problem was with Bank of America. Transactions on the ZELLE network outside of Bank of America are not impacted, according to a company representative. So a Twitter account for ZELLE support responded to angry customers by saying that the problem seemed to be with Bank of America and not ZELLE. And in one response, the account tweeted, "The ZELLE app and network are up and running. We are aware of an issue that is impacting Bank of America customers when sending and receiving payments. We recommend contacting Bank of America customer support team for additional updates." The last thing you want to do is get in line and wait on hold for additional updates to only receive the same information that everybody else is getting. Yeah, sorry, there's a problem and we're working on getting it fixed. In the meantime, sorry, you have no money in your account. Now, the website Down Detector reported a huge spike in outage reports with Bank of America at around 10:30 a.m. And similarly, Down Detector reported a spike in ZELLE customers flagging outages as early as around 9 a.m. And Democrat Senator Elizabeth Warren tweeted her criticism of both companies following customer reports, and she said that Bank of America and ZELLE are apparently failing customers again, with money somehow disappearing from accounts. This should be fixed immediately and customers should be compensated. I've called out serious fraud issues on ZELLE, and this is their latest failure. Warren has been critical of ZELLE for some time and has called for more oversight of the platform. And in a report issued last fall, Warren said fraudulent transactions on ZELLE totaled almost $500 million in 2021. So I could honestly see some huge negative impacts affecting Bank of America accounts, balances, reputation, as well as ZELLE. But then it's like, where do you go from there? You know, a lot of folks prefer local credit unions. They feel as though that these are safer institutions. But also we do have to conduct business and execute on transactions through platforms like ZELLE and Cash App and Venmo and whatever else is at PayPal. They all have their issues. PayPal at one point was trying to charge people fees for misinformation, which I guess they should have been charged a fee for that as well. Meanwhile, we know that the IRS is implementing a new 1099 tax rule for most of these digital cash, digital dollar payment processing, money sending apps that are going to hit a lot of people with huge tax burdens and huge tax debts and huge tax headaches, because not all transactions will apply, but odds are most of the transactions will probably be misclassified, forcing people into similar situations where they have to try to contact customer support to get it resolved, only to see that it's like banging your head against the wall, which is part of one of the reasons why I suggest everybody having a business, because we can talk about that in another video. But I think if you're going to conduct these transactions, you might as well run it through a business. You're going to get 1099 anyway, and now you have a better way of accurately tracking and having the accounting, the financial statements to back up and prove the transactions and the expenses, so that you will not be on the hook for paying these taxes. If you guys want to know more, let me know. Comment down below.
And this just further confirms my point and accelerates the need for extreme diversity, not only in storage, but as well as in cash flow. Because the beauty of cash flow is that even if you find yourself temporarily disabled due to a banking system glitch, an outage, a cyber attack, whatever it may be, if you have the ability to produce cash flow, you have the ability to temporarily, you know, in the interim, have more coming in, have replacements coming in. So with that being said, I'm working on a variety of diverse investment opportunities myself, which I don't mind sharing with you guys if you're interested, that can put me in a position to have greater access to the cash flow producing abilities of these investments, so that I'm not only, again, increased diversity. I don't think you can really go wrong with increased diversity, added diversity, multiple income producing opportunities, multiple income streams, passive income streams, and security. And these are going to be in more of the non-traditional investment vehicles, also less risky investment vehicles. I'm not interested in cryptocurrency. I'm not interested in tokens. I'm not interested in NFTs. I made that statement. I shared that with you guys long ago. I have no interest, and I'm not going to promote NFTs, because until there's a drastic change, NFTs and cryptocurrency, in my opinion, are great ways to lose a lot of money in a way that most people don't even understand. And that's by design. These new introductions of wealth building opportunities that just seem crazy and outlandish. I mean, you think about it. You're talking about the US dollar collapse, fiat currency, no more. the end of the dollar. That is no longer backed by any gold standard, nor can it be insured by FDIC because they don't have enough money to actually cover the claims. Yet, people are super excited and interested in dumping all their money into cryptocurrency that literally is fictitious, is made up. It's literally made up. It doesn't make any sense. So, people say, a lot of people say, if you don't hold it, you can't hold it, you don't own it. I put a lot of value in that statement, and ultimately that is exactly what I'm going to do, and invest in these tangible assets that have historically proven to bring back greater returns, far outpacing the S&P 500, especially now. And they're not made up, they're physical. You can touch them, you can feel them. Some of them you can even taste. But that is my plan, to increase my diversity and try to just further prepare for what we have, this crazy economic transition, this economic shift, ultimately this economic collapse for some who are not prepared. That's my plan. If you guys want to know, hit me up, let me know.